Good morning, everybody. This is Terry Crosby, Community Ambassador for the Taylor Automotive family. I am so excited this morning. I really hope you enjoy the show. I have a very special guest in with us this morning, Deborah Barnett. What a superstar in our community. I just love Miss Deborah. Deborah, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. We had a 45-degree day yesterday.
Yes.
I'm feeling really good.
And I tell you, speaking on that, I really felt, and you can tell that I'm from the Midwest because it did feel like spring yesterday.
It did. It really did.
And I had a friend in Knoxville, and she said to me that she was barbecuing because it was 75 degrees yesterday in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
So, and when I told her it was 45 degrees here, she said, that's exactly why I left Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So, Deborah, we are here to discuss just a fabulous program that you have done over the last several years, and I am so impressed with it. I've been at your events that you host. Oh, every time you do it in the city, I'm there. It is called Getting Your Affairs in Order. Okay, so we're going to tell you all about that, but before we start, I want you to just share a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a retired, transitioned into a consulting business. I retired from the Huntington Bank as their vice president of community relations for a number of years. And once upon retiring, I said, what am I going to do with my time now? And do with my time and utilize my network that I have built. I served on many community boards. I participated in planning many community projects. So how I'm going to utilize those skills to make some money, but also make an impact, continue to make an impact in the community. So I've been fortunate enough to be blessed with being a part of many different community projects. One that even here at Taylor Motor helped us promote was I was Toledo and Lucas County 2020 Census Coordinator. We talked about and went out in the community to talk about why it was important to fill out your census forms. And so Taylor Automotive helped us promote that, but then the pandemic hit and we had to shut everything down. So after that, through some personal situations that I had, and then friends telling me about stories about affairs not being in order, again, with my connections in the community, I met with a few people and says, what about we educate people in the community about why it's important to get your affairs in order? We have these personal situations. So again, having connections, I called the Area Office on Aging and the Toledo Lucas County Public Library and said, I have this concept to do these workshops. What do you think? And they said they were on board. So we went about in 2023 planning these Getting Your Affairs in Order workshops, and we launched the first one in 2024. And we thought maybe 50 people would attend. And our first one, it was 100. And then our second one was 140. And I mean, the numbers kept increasing over the 2024 year. And so as I told my small, very dedicated committee, I said, I can't do 4 in 2025. It's a lot of work. So let's focus on doing 2 in 2025, and then we can make an impact that way. So in 2025, April of 2025, we promoted it and had it at the public library and the McMaster Center, and 300 people registered.
And before you get into how impactful it is, because it's just so very impactful. Every time that I've been, I've just learned so much, you know.
Wow.
And there's so many of us, including myself, that's out there that are not prepared.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so the very first time that I attended one of your Getting Your Affairs in Order events, yeah, I learned so much. And I'm going to tell you what it did for me. It kick-started me into looking into those different areas of my life
Yes.
where I needed to get my stuff together. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, we bring in industry experts.
Right.
You know, I get many calls now, and I have to do this disclaimer that I am not an industry expert. I'm a facilitator. And so we have attorneys, we have the area office on aging, we have even the library shares what things they have there that can help you get your affairs in order. We have our county representatives. We have our recorder's office, we have our auditor's office, we have our treasurer's office, who also has programs that helps you get your affairs in order. One is the ALERT program. I just shared that with you here. The ALERT program allows you to sign up for, it's free of charge, and if something changes on your deed, they alert you. So you don't have to worry about one of the growing scams in our country is people putting their name on your deed. And you say, how does that happen? Well, it happens. I can't tell you how it happens, but it happens. So our county has prepared, you just got to sign up. They can't automatically do that. You have to sign up for the ALERT program. So we have industry experts come in. Our attorney talks about wills. Our flyer says a will is not always the way. People think, okay, I've done my will, I've signed it, it's put away, and so I'm covered. Well, it doesn't stop you from not going through probate. So we share with how you can designate where your assets to go through your bank account. We have a banker that comes and talks about how do you set up your bank account as an individual, as a joint couple. How do you set that account up so you can protect yourselves? A lot of people think that, oh, I'm covered. Well, if you should get ill and you're an individual, who's going to help you navigate through your health situation or your financial situation if nobody is designated to do that through a power of attorney? So we talk about all of those things. We even had at that April workshop, our probate judge came and delivered the welcome. And one of the things Judge Puffenberger shared was, you want to listen to what these people have to say so you don't have to end up in my court.
Well, which is very, very powerful. It really, really was.
Yes, it is.
Really
Yes,
was.
yes, it is.
So I just want to touch base on, when you host these, and you got into it a little bit, and I was just so amazed at all the information that is shared. Each and every one, and it gets better and better.
Oh, wow.
It really does.
I'm getting a lot of education. Let me take a moment to
Right.
read this story to you. Did you know bank accounts can get locked up if the owner gets really sick, even if they've set up a trust? Here's a sample of a story. Many people think that if they make a trust and choose someone like their child to be in charge of it, if something happens to them, everything would be smooth. But it's not about who you pick. It's about how they can actually use the trust to help. Imagine a mom had a big health scare and couldn't communicate. She had a trust and picked her daughter to handle things. They thought they were set. But when the daughter tried to use the mom's bank account to pay the bills, the bank said, nope, locked it. She was so surprised, but it turned out that this happens a lot to the main account holder because the real twist wasn't the bank's fault, it was the trust. Most trusts don't have the right setup for this kind of situation. That's where a power of attorney comes in. That's why we're going to ask you to join us on April the 11th at Rogers High School. That's on McTighe Drive. Check-in is at 9:30 to start getting your affairs in order. There are so many stories that I have heard over these last 2 years about people getting their affairs in order. And as we say on our flyer, a will is not always the way. So we want you to take time. We take about a couple hours. for you to listen to industry experts on the different situations, and we call them life-changing situations that could occur. They might not occur, but you'll be better prepared for them if you have your affairs in order. So we invite you to come out. It's free to the public. We even have our own Reverend Barbie who talks to us. She begins our sessions about how do you talk to your loved ones? Sometimes that's a difficult task to do, is to bringing your family together to share what your wishes are and how you want to set things up to get your affairs in order.
Well, Deborah, I really, really appreciate you being our guest this morning. And I'm so excited for this April event coming up. And then I believe you have one after that, correct?
Yes, we have one. We've partnered with the UAW that's on Ashland Avenue, Local 12, and we're going to host that one in October the 11th. They were so impressed with the one last year. They said, we're signing up for next year, same time, same day.
Now, this is very important before we close. If somebody wants to sponsor your events coming up, how do they do that? Do they contact you or go on a website? How does that happen?
They contact me, and that information is located on the flyers that we'll have published. We're just rolling those out. And so but you contact me, Deborah Barnett, at 419-297-4232.
That's very, very important, guys. So I really, really appreciate it. If you can, everybody and anybody out there that can support and sponsor these programs, we really, really appreciate that. So this is, go ahead.
Before we say goodbye,
yes,
let me take this opportunity to thank Taylor Automotive for always being supportive of this program. When Terry heard about it at the IMA's meeting, he says, we need to be a part of this in helping people get their affairs in order. So I want to thank you, Terry, and thank Taylor Automotive for being a sponsor and a supporter of getting your affairs in order.
I really, really appreciate that. So that's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. We shall see you next time.